People are so annoyed with those kind of places expecting tips that now they feel as though waitresses and hairdressers and barbers and service people shouldn't be tipped either. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater, okay? Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you've never seen me before in your life, my name is Brittney Gray. I'm owner of Beach Vibes Beauty. I'm here with another hair related video in the sense that it's related to the salon industry. A conversation that I have been seeing going around a lot lately on social media is tipping culture, and a lot of people feel as though tipping culture has gotten out of hand. So that's what we're going to discuss today. The good, the bad, and the ugly of tipping. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into it now. So like I said, I've been seeing this a lot on social media lately. Tipping culture is just getting out of hand, that everywhere you go, people are asking for tips. And then also, this has kind of been a hot topic anyway, I feel like, in the last couple of years, because I guess tipping culture is really only a thing in American culture. I'm not 100% sure, but I know that it's a very American thing to tip. They do it in other cultures and whatever, but it's very American. And I remember a couple of years ago, I uploaded a video talking about tips, and it was different from this one, but people were chewing my ass up in the comments, because not everybody, but a lot of people were, because they're just like, oh, people shouldn't tip and tipping is stupid. Some people were saying like, oh, I always see hairdressers, they're driving around in nice cars and going on vacation and doing all this kind of stuff, like they don't deserve tips for some reason, which that's always weird to me. Like, stay out of people's pockets, but that's another video for another time. I've noticed this a lot after COVID, and maybe you guys have too. Like, after the year of 2020, I feel like the whole tipping thing has gotten out of hand. For the most part, people feel as though tipping has gotten out of hand when it comes to places like going to go pick up a takeout order, or else even like drive-through windows, or even going through a drive-through at Starbucks or whatever. They'll ask for a tip now, which they didn't used to do. I noticed this recently when I drove through to buy something at Starbucks, and mind you, it's not a big order. I'm usually strong-armed into getting Starbucks. I'm not like an outside coffee type of person. I prefer coffee at home, like a homemade coffee, versus like Starbucks or anything else. But I get strong-armed into going to Starbucks by my toddlers, okay? They know the logo and they'll be like, cake pop, cake pop. Or else they'll ask for bacon huitos, the bacon egg bites. They're trying to say like huevito, but they say, I want bacon huitos. So anyway, so they force me to go. They strong-arm me into going. They make me spend my money on Starbucks, okay? And so I've noticed in the last couple of times that I've gone that when I pay with a debit card and I guess I'm supposed to sign the screen or something, the barista has asked me, so it's just going to ask you a question on the screen. And I'm looking at the screen thinking they're going to ask me, do I want to donate to something? And I look at the screen and it's like, would you like to leave a tip? And it shows like 15%, 20%, whatever, custom tip. And that just really like took me by surprise, because I know that Starbucks tipping has been a thing because they have like their tip jar on the edge of the window. I've patronized businesses that have tipping jars, and that's one thing, but I feel like asking me for a tip on 2 cake pops that you put in a bag is just a bit much for me personally, okay? And I don't know if they do this at all Starbucks, okay? Just for the record, for the Starbucks girlies, don't get mad at me. I don't know if they do this at all Starbucks, but I just found that the way that I have experienced them asking for a tip is very like, it rubs me the wrong way. I just feel like the way that they ask for a tip is very sneaky, you know? And I almost feel like they do it in a way where you kind of feel pressure or guilty, and so you almost want to give a tip. I don't. And I am a tipper, okay? And I am a good tipper. The way that this relates to the salon world is because since people are kind of getting annoyed with tipping culture when you go through a drive-through for fast food or for Starbucks, or for like takeout when you literally are going to pick the food up yourself. Like they aren't delivering it or anything. Or even, I think also even with these delivery services like DoorDash or whatever, which I use very frequently, I think people feel like it's getting out of hand because they're dealing with like the fees and whatever. And then also our economy just sucks right now. I don't think they have officially come out and said that we're in a recession, but I don't need them to tell me that we're in a recession in order for me to see. I mean, where else have they, I feel like I've been asked for a tip. Like, I don't even know. I've probably even been asked for a tip at the grocery store. Like, who knows? Okay. When I go in there myself and get my groceries and bag them myself. Okay. Like it is kind of getting out of hand. I will agree. But now people are so annoyed with those kind of places expecting tips that now they feel as though waitresses and hairdressers and barbers and service people shouldn't be tipped either. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater, okay? Because look, yes, I am biased because I make a living partially on tips. And I feel like maybe, waitresses, you might feel the same way. I just feel like, look, if you're providing me a service and I like their service, I want to tip you. And I do understand that different businesses are different, such as waiters, their tipping is a little bit different. And I also know that sometimes in restaurants, like they pool tips and then they split them amongst the entire staff. There's different ways to look at this. However, even before I was a hairdresser, I just always felt like if you're providing me a service and you're doing a good job, if you're a waiter and you're filling up my drink, you're bringing my check at a reasonable time, you're not rushing me, you're not getting my order wrong, if I make certain modifications to my order, you're not messing it up, you're attentive, whatever, blah, 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 then I would like to tip you. And the way that I tip too, this is my thing. I'm going to leave you 15% no matter what. Even if the service is mediocre, whatever, I'm going to leave somebody 15%. I'm going to. 15% minimum, and then 20% if I love my service. And then I tip even more than that if I love my service, if I love my person, if I'm consistently going to my waxer or my hairdresser or whatever, I am tipping more than 20%. That's just me. And I have a lot of clients who do that, which please don't stop tipping me. I love them. They're my bread and butter clients usually who are like that. Not even my bread and butter. I wouldn't call them. They're like my sugar mamas. Because the bread and butter clients are more like, okay, I know that you're coming in every depending on what you're doing, between 2 to 6 weeks, you have your standing appointment. Those are my bread and butter clients. Like you're coming in consistently, like you have your standing appointments to get your roots redone or your weekly blowout or whatever. That's a bread and butter client. For me, the sugar mama clients are the ones who make it rain on me. I love my bread and butter clients. Like I love them. But the sugar mama clients, it's like, I'm coming in for you on my day off. I'm coming in early. I'm staying late. I'm traveling to you. There's nothing that I won't do for you. And that is just the way that most of us function because money talks. With all of that said, I feel like, yes, like when you're providing a service like that, I want to let you know how much I value you. And those clients, like my sugar mama clients or even my regular tipping clients, they let me know how much they value me. To be honest, I don't always pay attention to tips. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Most of the time I have them sign it. There's a thing like where if they're paying digitally, there's a thing where you can send a tip or whatever, but I'm not really paying attention. I'm not I don't go back because for me, because they're paying in an app, I have to go back and look say it's $100. The service was $100 and then they tipped me this much. I don't do that just because I ain't got the time. Like I already said, I factor in all of my overhead costs just in my base prices. But if you're a client and you're watching this and you tip me, then please don't stop. And the bigger discussion is that people should be paid more. And I understand that. And that's a whole larger conversation economically, politically. So I always did kind of have the mentality of if you cannot afford to tip your waiter or whatever, then just don't even go out to eat. And I'm not gonna lie, I know people are gonna get mad at me, but I kind of do have that mentality still. Or if you're getting a service, even though at the same time, like I said, I'm not gonna hold it against you if you don't tip. You know, I hardly even pay attention. I just personally would not feel comfortable leaving, like going out to eat and paying a premium price for a meal and then not tipping like the person who's servicing me, right? But then I also understand, especially in today's day and age, especially after the year of 2020, after COVID, a lot of people literally cannot leave their houses for whatever reasons. And especially for me, like as a mom now, it takes more work for me to pack up my kids and then go to the store to get something really quick and come back than it would just for me to just stay my ass at home and then just order it on the app and have it delivered, right? But I still use a tip. I mean, I still give a tip in that case, but I also do understand that sometimes, yeah, people can't afford to tip or can't afford to leave 15-20%, and so they just leave whatever they can or nothing at all. The point that I'm personally trying to get at, let's not get too crazy, okay? I feel like we should still value our service people, okay? And also, I don't know, maybe if everybody was paid more, then it wouldn't be such a thing. I forgot how minimum wage works, like with waiters, but I heard waiters, they get paid the federal minimum wage, maybe, and it's something low, like a couple bucks an hour, like something very, very low. And that's why they say waiters really rely on minimum wage. I don't know how it works. How does it work? Probably should have researched this, but this is just like an off the cuff video that I just came up with off the top of my head as I was getting dressed today. So to wrap it all up, if you can afford to tip and if you want to tip, then I definitely encourage you to tip. I encourage it. We want to value our service workers, especially for those of you who might go consistently to your pet groomer or your car washer or your hairdresser or your waxer or your nail lady or whoever it is. Like, if you can afford to tip them, I definitely encourage it, even outside of me being biased, of course, because this is like kind of my industry. Outside of that, it's just something that I feel like is right. Maybe that's very American of me to feel like it's like the right thing to do to tip. I don't know. If you can, then please do it. But if you can't, I also get it. I don't know. Let me know in a comment down below. Do you feel as though tipping culture has gotten out of hand? Do you think that we shouldn't tip service workers anymore? Or do you think that we just shouldn't be asked for tips anymore when we're getting like takeout or a drive-through or just ridiculous? I mean, I think I've even seen it ask for a tip like in like a retail store, like something crazy. Okay, that's just like crazy to me. Or even when companies like add a little thing at the bottom of their receipt and they're like, whatever your total is with taxes, and then they say like, oh, 5% is for our something fee, and then it also asks for a tip. I feel like that's kind of dumb too. And if you are a business owner and you do that, let me give you guys a little tip, no pun intended. If you feel the need to do that as a business, don't pin it on your customers in that way, because yes, we are in a recession, in an unofficial recession. Inflation is crazy and whatever. If you have to raise your prices, then just raise your prices, because I feel like for me, when I go somewhere and then I get a receipt and they're like, this is like a 5%, whatever the fuck fee, okay, just raise the freaking prices. I'd rather do that than see it that way. And I know that that's kind of silly because it's like a psychological thing, but I just feel like that's dumb. Like, I've seen it where it's like, this is a security fee because now we have like a security guy standing outside. Just dumb. It's like, I don't need to know all of that. Okay. Just like charge me $1 more for my meal or something, you know, like, I don't know. It's just weird. So I guess it is getting out of hand. It is getting out of hand. But all I'm saying is, like I said, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Please keep tipping your service workers, in my opinion. But leave me a comment down below and let me know if you think that this is getting out of hand. Are you going to continue to tip your service workers? Do you tip the people who ask for the businesses who ask for tips where it's like a retail store or a drive-through or something like that? Let me know. And let's try to hang in there and stay afloat in this economy, because it's crazy. It's getting crazy out here. Okay. It's scary. So anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and you guys will see me in my next. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.